Welcome back to Endangered Species Spotlight. This week we are talking about the North American house hippo. The North American house hippo is the smallest species of hippo in the world, as well as the only one that lives in North America. It mainly lives in Canada, but it also extends into a few areas of the eastern United States as well. Now, the North American house hippo populations used to be very robust. They were very common, especially around the 90s, but during the early 2000s, their population started to decline due to a couple different factors. And they were actually thought to be extinct in a while before a new sighting appeared in 2019, so that's good that they're not extinct. Now, like I said, there are a few different reasons that the North American house hippo population has declined. So they do tend to fill a very similar ecological niche to rats. They kind of just hang out and eat scraps and garbage and stuff, but they're more adapted to inside like houses in suburban areas, whereas rats are more like alleyways and dumpsters. They're a little bit cleaner than rats, to be fully honest. Since they do fill a similar ecological niche to rats currently, they did do very, very well, especially in Alberta, where Alberta is very well known for not having any rats due to a very robust eradication effort. So they did very good in Alberta due to the lack of competition from rats. However, unfortunately, they are widely considered to be a pest, and people did have extermination and eradication efforts, especially around the early 2000s. So they were unfortunately rather successful because people just thought that they were annoying pests just like rats, and now that has led to a very large population decline, so much so that people rarely, if ever, see the North American house hippo anymore at all. Like, I myself have not seen one for a very long time. Like I said, they were at their strongest population around the 90s. I was born after the 90s, so I really haven't seen them that often, only like maybe once or twice. In addition to the eradication efforts within cities and like houses, they are also at risk in their natural habitat because they're not naturally adapted to live in houses, in buildings. That is a relatively recent development. Before, they did live in like aquatic and semi-aquatic areas, such as like streams and ponds and some lakes. You could actually find some decently sized ones in lakes. Most of them, they're about the size of like a small hamster. They could get pretty big if they had like the room to grow, about the size of a guinea pig. But unfortunately, due to habitat loss as well as pollution, the wild house hippo population has also declined, where they're in their natural habitat instead of in the house. Another factor as well, and I know I've said this so many times, is house cats, because house cats love eating these guys. Again, keep your cats indoors, because look, this is another species that's being affected by you letting your house cat roam free. Like, you can't really do much if they're in their house, because like, house hippos, they are adapted to living in houses, but then that's where you want your cats to be. Which is kind of, yeah, there's not really a solution to that, because if there's a house hippo in your house and you have a cat, there is a chance of your cat getting it, which unfortunately can't really be helped because that's not the hippo's like fully natural habitat. They have adapted very well, and some of the more indoor adapted hippos do have mechanisms to avoid cats, which are very cool. I should make a longer video about that. But I guess what I'm saying is just keep your cats indoors, so the like naturally occurring outdoor population of the house hippos, like it's kind of like house mouse, where they're not really supposed to be in houses, but they are anyway. Keep your cats indoors so they don't affect the outdoor populations. That is what I'm trying to say. Now, since the North American house hippo was confirmed to be not extinct from a few verified sightings a few years ago, there has now been a few robust conservation efforts developed that I will, of course, as always, link to in the comments. But that's really good. I'm happy for these guys to be making a comeback, because like I missed seeing these even though I didn't see them that often, and I would love for them to make a comeback. So it's good that the population seems to be recovering. There's no exact population estimate about how they are right now, but since more people are becoming aware of them, hopefully we can do some research into it to get a little bit better of an estimation to see how well they're doing.